It was at this moment that he knew.
He fucked up.
I'm here for the chicks.
I'm challenging myself to hit 100k before my birthday, which is in October. So if y'all could take a quick second and subscribe to the channel, that would be nice. And with that being said, let's get it! Off, Saturn invoked a buster call, and you already know once a buster call get invoked, something crazy about to happen. Anyways, Vegapunk was telling Saturn to revoke the buster call because Egghead is the future of mankind or humankind. And while he was trying to convince him to do that, all of the Marines was running their way off the island. We cut back to Vegapunk and them, and we see Dog trying to tell Saturn and Kizaru to get off the island, but Saturn was like, nah, me and Kizaru finna stay here. And Kizaru tells Dog, just go, bruh. So they end up leaving, and Vegapunk tells Saturn, won't this all just be over if you just kill me? Egghead houses the latest research findings from every field of studies. If you destroy it, scientific progress will be set back by 100 years. Then he tells him to revoke the buster call again, as he turns his head to Kizaru and begs him, please Kizaru. But Kizaru just looks at him with a sad face and turns away. Saturn in response to what Vegapunk told him was, is there something that you're hiding for the world government? We do not need progress. Please, I'm begging you. This is for the sake of humanity. Knowing Saturn, he did not give no fucks. In fact, he was like, you know what? I forgot to tell you.
You know the ships that escaped the island yesterday? Yeah, I sent my mans to go swish cheese their ass down. Because there might be someone on board who may have learned something about the Void Century. I had to make sure there's no survivors.
How could you do that? They was innocent people.
You got them involved, Vegapunk. Just like the people in Ohara. You broke the law. Succumbed to the urge of discovery. Delve into the past. You fool. Along with this island. Perish.
And from that point on, shit started to get wicked. Sanji went back to go save Vegapunk, but while he was in the process, he went to go hit up Nami. And when he did, he filled her in about the Buster Call situation. Both Usopp and Chopper were scared out of their mind because who wanted to deal with another Buster Call? Especially not Robin. She had to deal with 2 already. This about to be her 3rd. Give her a break. Everywhere she go, it's a Buster Call. God damn. But besides all of that, both Nami and Sanji was filling each other in on the crew situation. Luffy was great. Frankie and the others was good. As for Zoro, he was still getting held up by Robert. So Jinbei went after him because he already know how Zoro get lost. As for Brook, he went to go help out Lilith, who remained at the Sunny. But it had a bit of a problem because the Vega Force Zero wasn't viable to them anymore. Because as we all know, Kizaru the one that destroyed it. But they wasn't out of the loop yet because Brook had an idea. He was able to freeze the land, that way they could be able to move the Sunny. But the thing is, he didn't have no clue how to stop it, which had him and Lilith in a bit of a pickle. With that, we cut back to them aiming and getting ready to fire at Egghead. Before they commence this Buster Call, I just gotta say one thing about the Navy. They are so lame as hell. The only thing they could think of is the Buster Call. When things get too crazy and I get too lazy, how about we just commence the Buster Call?
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga! You know nothing about that!
So Doberman gets all of the ships together, and once he does that, he commenced the Buster Call. And honestly, we all should know how a Buster Call works by now. We've been over this time and time again. All it is just a bunch of cannonballs flying everywhere until they blow everything up in sight. Speaking of blowing everything up in sight, you got these dumbass Marines trying to kill Luffy, knowing damn well they got to get up off the island. All my boy trying to do is get full. We all know Luffy love getting full.
Bro, what the f is you even talking about, bro?
Pause. Meanwhile, Egghead already started to look like Hellhead. They even had the Pacifistas wreaking havoc themselves. As this goes down, all Vegapunk can just do is sit here and watch helplessly as all of his hard work goes to dust. And I gotta say, honestly, this was really sad because I know he put in a lot of work, bro. just for him to see it crumble right before his eyes. And what makes this worse, his friend was ordered to kill him. As you can see, once he got that order, he really did not want to do this. This might be a big pause for what I'm about to say, but look at his lips. Mans was fighting back everything in his willpower to do what he had to do. And a lot of people was mad at Kizaru about going through with it. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I don't blame them, because if that was my friend, I would do anything to try to save him. I'll be like, fuck the Marines, fuck the Navy, all of that. But I will give Kizaru some credit because he did pull a Garp at Marineford. Well, kind of. Y'all know how Garp could have easily rocked Luffy shit, but Garp let Luffy rock his shit instead, meaning that even though Garp wasn't directly saving Ace himself, he still was part of the reason why Ace got saved in the first place. And I don't care what nobody say, you can argue with the wall about it. So I'm saying all of this to say in Kizaru's defense, he pretty much doing the same thing. That's why he fed Luffy, so Luffy could be the one to save Vegapunk at the end of the day. With that being said, Atlas and the others took the vacuum rocket and they took off fast as hell. In fact, they was moving so fast that it would have took only 32 seconds for them to get to where they needed to go. But unfortunately for them, Kizaru pulled up on them at light speed and pulls out a long light sword, slashing the tube in half, sending them flying directly up in the air. Sanji went to go save Bonnie, and Saturn ordered the Pacifistas to shoot down both Bonnie and Kuma dead. And as the Pacifistas was getting ready to do that to Bonnie, Bonnie looks at them as her dad, because I mean they have her dad face. Kuma grabbed Bonnie mid-air to protect her from the shots.
The daughter he sacrificed himself to save is now being slain by his own clone. What utter foolishness. The pinnacle of idiocy. Truly befitting an insect.
Vegapunk said once he heard Bunny became a pirate, the worst possible scenario popped up in his head. The Navy ordering the Pacifistas to shoot Bunny down without them realizing that that's their daughter. Now that is very deep. But while all of this was happening, we cut to the Navy battleship and it was destroyed. A Marine reported that the escape vessel destruction failed.
Contact Kizaru.
Tell them they are heading for Egghead.
So we come back to Egghead, and as you can see, they still shooting it up. But as you can see, the smoke look real as hell. Okay, I see you, Toei. Y'all trying to up y'all game a little bit. I seen a lot of people hating on the CGI, but honestly, I'm gonna be real. It looked perfectly fine with me. I feel like some people just be wanna hate just to hate. That's all people like to do nowadays, just cry.
I thrive off negativity. Anything negative, I'm for it.
Anyways, these morons still trying to shoot up Luffy, knowing damn well that their life is in danger right now. Nigga, if y'all don't get up out of here, let me show you how stupid they are. They waited until Luffy digested his food, waited for another round of cannonballs to hit Egghead, and last but not least, they waited until they heard this laugh. And just now decided to say, let me put the guns down and use the Sea Prism Stone handcuffs. When he was laying down on the ground the whole time and you could have been used it. But it's already too late because Freaky 5 is already making his move. Everything started to get bouncy and wiggly, and you already know what that means. It's Freaky 5 time. He has finally reawakened again. So we come back to Vegapunk and the others. And Vegapunk tells Atlas to tell Bunny to tell the Pacifistas. I know, a lot of telling, right? But yeah, to tell the Pacifistas, don't shoot and let us escape the island. Shut up. I can already hear y'all in the comments why you saying it like that. I don't care. But anyways, they end up listening to Bunny because Vegapunk implanting these little blue gem looking thingies inside of all of the Kuma lookalikes. With him doing that, he even bypassed the highest motherfuckers of the world orders. That's why when Bunny gave the order, they turned around and started blowing up all of these marine battleships instantly. But yeah, the reason why Vegapunk implanted that inside of them is because he didn't want to see Bunny get shot down by her own father lookalike. W Vegapunk on that, but even though that was a W, he knows that this will cost him his life. With that being said, Saturn ends up putting a hole inside of him, and as you can clearly see, it's not looking good for Vegapunk, or for the others for that matter.
Eliminate them, Kizaru, immediately.
Kizaru really does immediately start blasting at them.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you, right.
Let me tell you, we don't care. Jerry.
As you can see, Sanji tries to stop him, but he weaves him with no problem at all. Then that's when Kizaru was about to cut them down. Not until he heard a goofy ass laugh with some freaking intentions behind it. Next thing you know, a huge fist come out of nowhere, rocking Kizaru so hard that they had to replay it 3 different times, sending Kizaru into a building. After that, all you just kept hearing is boing, 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 boing. Ricky 5 hits his iconic pose and just turned Egghead into a bounce house. No, like seriously, look at this shit. He had the buildings wobbling around, bruh. I mean, bro was bouncing around everywhere. It was good for everybody else that he turned the ground to a bounce house, because once they hit the ground, they would just boing. Eventually, Bunny went to go check on Vegapunk to see if he was still alive. And yeah, he was still hanging in there. Saturn was still on bullshit talking about some insects all face the same fate. But before I continue going over this, we get the little flashback between both Bunny and Kuma again. And basically, Kuma was telling Bunny how Nika was his hero when he was a child, and how he always wanted to be a hero that saved people from suffering. Bunny asks Kuma would Nika come and free her too, and Kuma tells her yes. After that, both Kuma and Bunny start doing the Nika dance. Both of them just having a good time. Now we cut back to the present time and we hear Freaky 5 heartbeat and his crazy goofy ass laugh. But not only do we see that, we notice that that same robot is actually getting up now. And as all of this craziness going down, Vegapunk explained to Bunny that Kuma was right the whole time. Nika is actually real. The very straw hat Luffy who Kuma had his eyes on was Nika, the sun god. Now I'm not one to hate, but is it me or they make this shit a bit too bland? Like, I kind of wanted this scene to feel a bit more impactful, like at least give us a sun or something. You know what, I got something for y'all. Boom. Now that's way better. After Bunny seen Nika with her 2 eyes, she started crying, because it turns out Kuma was right the whole time. Kuma had that feeling that Luffy was gonna be the one to change the world. That's why he believed in him so much. Vegapunk says Buster Call is futile because there are people all over the world who have been waiting for him for centuries. After that, we got the Dory and Bargy pulling up to Egghead, and all I can say is they was quite literally on demon time. The Marines tried shooting at their ship, but nothing was working. Mind you, the Marines was still getting their back blown out by the Pacifistas. Both Dory and Broggy hops on a battleship and start wreaking havoc and started asking for Luffy, the sun god. Bro, look how tough they look, bro. They about to go stupid. But with that, the episode ends. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode. Honestly, I'll give it like a solid 8 out of 10 maybe. I feel like they could have did a lot better with this episode, but you could tell they trying to save budget. But anyways, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. I'm really trying to hit that 100k. All it takes is just a click of a button. That's all it takes. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next one.